Well, anyway, dude, thanks a lot for letting me like. Thanks for letting me follow you, man, and thank you for the support that you've given back to me. And just really quickly, like to start this thing off, and I know everybody's heard it 1,000 times, but what had happened to me, man, is I decided to stream because of my kid. And I ended up streaming, and I ended up saying, well, gee, if I'm going to stream, I want to be Ninja. I want to be Dr. Lupo. I want to be all these big stars, and I want to make millions of dollars and never have to work again. Just play video games all day long. It looks like fun, no work, nothing hard about it. And it's not the case, as we all know. But, what ended up happening is I joined all these different Discords, and I'm in these raid crews, and it seems really fun, and I'm spending a lot of time in people's chats, and I'm like, fuck, there's 2 people watching me play. Like, where the fuck are these people at? What's going on? And so, long story short, man, the beginning of this year, I'm like, you know what, man, if I'm being realistic, I can really follow 20 people. And I mean, when they're on, oh shit, they're on. Let me go to their channel. Let me lurk them. Let me chat them up. Let me just try to see what's going on with them. And it's been hard for the last month. Even those 20 people have been harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought, oh, this will be easy. I'll be all over their chats. It's like lurk, 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 lurk. So I'm still working out the bugs myself, man. But what I wanted to do, one of the pieces of what I wanted to do with this was I wanted to be able to promote you guys. And literally, because I can't sit in your channel for 3 hours and watch you play these crazy games that you play, unless it's Red Dead, because I understand Red Dead. I've played Red Dead.
Okay.
But some of the other games you play, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on in this game. But you're funny as shit, so I don't really care what he's doing in the game. So, yeah, man. And then going back to it, the reason why I said, hey, man, I'd love for you to be one of these 20 people is because you were arbitrarily, nobody was asking you to, no one was forcing you to, no one was begging you to. I would just be streaming to 1 or 2 or 3 people, and then there you were in my chat. Bro, what's up? And I'm like, so when the time came to pick you guys out, I was like, that guy, fucking super cool. This guy, super fucking cool.
Yeah.
But with all that said, man, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I didn't write these down. These are just off the top of my head for the most part. In fact, I'm sure when we're done, I'll be like, oh, fuck, I should have asked him this. And so maybe I'll have to come back and,
fine.
like in the movies, we'll have to reshoot the scene. I'll have to come back. You'll have to take it. You put the Darth Vader shirt back on. We need it to look like it was all in the same shot.
Right.
Because we're creators, But I think what I wanted to find out is, every time I see these, IRL things or, community nights, it's always like, hey, man, so what inspired you to, be a streamer? I certainly want to know about that, but I think what I really want to know is, where are you from, man? Were you born and raised in the UK? And if I ask you something that's, off limits, man, just go, just cut me off. But, so did you grow up in the UK? You're in the UK now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you come from, man? Where did you originate from?
Where do I originate from?
Yeah, well, don't be specific. By the way, we don't want the graphic details of that. That's not what I'm asking.
Nah. Why? So far, I just want to say that nobody knows.
Okay.
Right? Nobody knows.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to try and keep this one as long as I can possibly do it, because
Totally.
it's a question that's been hovering, around people's heads. Oh man, where's this guy from? He's in England now, but he doesn't have that English accent. Where does he come from?
Yeah, no.
So there's
it's interesting because your name in itself, again, just the Goku piece of it, if you don't look at the rest of the name and you don't know anything about where maybe that name originated from, you're like, Goku's Goku. It's kind of an English accent, but and then I was reading your profile. And you actually like to kind of talk like you're, a different guy, different place. Every now and then I'll catch your stream and I'll be like, dude, this guy's not, where did his accent go? What is he doing? Aside from the voices that you do. But yeah, dude, you like to keep us guessing. So if you want to continue to keep us guessing, I'm all for that. But I'm gonna guess somewhere south of the UK, maybe over a little to the east, maybe is where you originated. But that's just, my own personal guess. I'm thinking Australia, right? I mean, it sounds like an Australian accent, right?
Nope.
All right, so
you see, this is England right here.
Yeah.
Right, Australia is.
Well, I said southeast, man. Southeast. Isn't that
southeast of right? So this is right. So
All
this
right.
is England as it is on the map, right? So southeast.
Right. So if we can't get a disclosure of where you might have originated from, I guess then my next question would be a little bit easier for you maybe to answer. So when you were growing up, was there readily available a bunch of TVs in a house, a computer, games to play, video game entertainment systems? I know you're over 30 now, according to your profile, if that's accurate. So
Yep.
you've been around a little bit longer than some of these 20 something kids that I talk to online most of the time. But you know, what was it like growing up as a little kid wherever you grew up? I mean, when did video games even surface in your world where you were like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever? Like, at what point do you remember seeing or playing with a handheld, a Nintendo Game Boy? Like, tell me a little bit about that.
Right. So just wanna say, I grew up in a really really modest household. Right.
Sure.
Dad was dad doing his thing. And mom was kind of like a robot, going working shifts, working everything. We couldn't afford much, right? So I think my first memory of playing on like say like a game console, something. It was like that cheap knockoff copy, off of the Sega and off of the Super Nintendo,
Wow.
and it had those like little game cassettes, diskettes, whatever you want to call them, and they had like 99,999 games on it, and it was the same version of the same game, but just different, let's say, different tweaks to the game, like low gravity, or infinite lives, or a lot of health, right? So that was back in, I think this was back in 1993, 1994, when all of my friends from around the neighborhood, they got this as a birthday present, Christmas, whatever. And
And that's like the one
I
you. That's
remember,
like the one you plug into like the audio video, the red white,
yep,
the red white and
that's
yellow.
the one.
Plug into the TV, assuming it had those, right? And
That's
then
the
and
one,
then
the
it had a
RCA.
thousand games on. Yeah, yeah. The RCA jack. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So humble
Right.
beginnings. Do you recall that there was a game that spoke to you back then that you were like, oh my god, let's play this game? What was the game?
Panic Restaurant.
Restaurant.
Panic Restaurant.
Never heard of it. And I assume it's a serving food or something like that.
It's
No.
a platformer, actually. It's a
Wow.
platformer, and it's about a cook. That as a as a kid, I used to play on black and white TVs, right? On the old CRTs,
Oh
the big
my
ones.
god, dude.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
So
god.
I have never, ever, ever, ever seen that game in color.
Dude, have you ever tried to go back
Right?
and see if you could find it in color?
I think I did find a ROM at one point,
Oh wow.
but I just couldn't, nah. I think there was some technical issues with the emulator,
Right?
so I just gave it up. But that game, I lost so many hours trying to beat that goddamn hamburger. Right? That was, and you had all these, like, you had a spatula, you had a frying pan, and you had these special moves where you got to go and this and pick it up, and funny.
That's hilarious.
Me,
So
yeah.
it's interesting that you say 93, 94 because I think for me that's probably synonymous with like when Sega was huge at that point in the states, and I was probably in my early 20s, dare I say, give out how old I am. But those were the years when like I was big into NHL hockey. EA Sports had the NHL hockey, and that was like the first time. And I was telling someone this the other day on stream. It's like it's the first time where there was this game that you could really play with someone else, where there was just one screen. Because it was hockey, it would go up and down. So it wasn't like you were on one split screen or above or below. It was the first time you could play with your friends like on one TV, and you're both on the TV at the same time. It's like I don't ever recall playing a game with people where it was like that. So it's interesting that you call it those years because those are kind of the years that I like start to remember when video games were getting cool, man. Like there was some cool games that started coming out. Like Tomb Raider came out on the PS of PlayStation. Oh, what? People in the background.
Yeah,
She's giving you water.
in the background. Thank you. Huh? Oh, it's not for me.
It's not for you. It's for her. You
No.
were opening it.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Super Saiyan strength right there.
So then, that's kind of obviously you were a young kid then. Like, tell me, like, at what point, if you can say, like, what point did you leave wherever that was that you were growing up and kind of move out, or did you go to college? Were you like, tell me a little bit about your schooling. Did you ever go to college? Were you in college still, or
Right.
um,
So I'm 33 now. I have finished university
university? That's right. You guys call it
back in
university.
2008.
Oh, gee,
Right.
you make it sound like it was
Yeah.
so long ago.
It is so long ago. You think about it. It's that
Ten.
is 11 years ago.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
All right. So it's a lifetime ago if you think about it.
So now you're in
Um,
university. Are you playing video games at that time? Or are you focused more on studying?
always,
Um,
always, always. I've been playing video games since '94. It doesn't matter what platform I was on. I've been playing video games, whether it was my own or whether it was at someone else's house. And I want to share something.
please.
When I was in fifth grade, me and my little brother, we used to go to a friend's house who was the same age as I am was, and he had one of these what was it called? I think it was either in Telecom or Atari.
Oh wow.
One of those,
In
yeah. And
telecom.
we would play bowling from 7 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock because we had school at 12. so so yeah. Um, and that was back then, right? So I've been playing games on screen and off screen for a shit long time. Um,
So
but
when you're going to university, are you chasing girls? Or are you playing more video games and partying and having a good time? Like what was the mix like?
well, I try to keep it balanced, right? And
So
yeah, so
mostly video games then.
no, not really. Believe it
Oh,
or not,
interesting.
video games were only at night, right? During the day, we had uni, right, and then we had courses, classes, and then we had time to mingle, right? So
Mingle.
after classes, yeah, after classes, we would go and have a couple of drinks, and then get our freak on, and then
Super
go
funny.
home and then play.
Uh,
Or if it was, yeah, because it's like, to be honest, I have never studied ever.
Interesting.
I have never. Whenever I tried to study, my mind just right.
Okay.
So I was in school. I was pretty good with receiving the message and then just keeping it in there.
Interesting.
So I there's somebody who can actually vouch for me. They were in the same classes as I was. And they were so jealous that I would, pass an exam just like that, based off what I had in my head and based off what people, what brainstorming sessions we had regarding a certain subject. And it was very funny because you would see all these guys, and guys and girls with the books and reading and underlining and highlighting and
Yeah.
then and this and that. And I was like, nah, I'm just going for a cigarette, just going for a drink, I'm gonna go get something to eat. Yeah, you read that. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah,
And then
it's interesting, man. That's a common that seems to be a common theme with people kind of like us, like these A-type personalities where we can just talk to strangers, we can talk to anybody, we can do a stream. We could just. I mean, I've never sat and talked to you for more than a couple of minutes at a time, but here I am talking to you like we've known each other for our entire lives. There's something there that is the same thing you're talking about, where I can just go to class and if I'm paying attention, that's if I'm paying attention to what the material is. I somehow was able to do the same thing you were, because I had other stuff that was way more important than sitting around highlighting books and studying and talking and theorizing. It was like, just give me the information, let me pass through it, and then move on to the next one. It was like, it was just an ends to a means, so to speak. So it's interesting. I have that in common with you. In fact, my son also, same thing. Kid never does any homework, never does anything. They always yell at us, hey, why does he do his homework? Yet, bam, A on the test. It's like, it's like he's like a freak, right? We're freaks. So all right. So did anything happen to you in uni or during that period of time that you feel like shaped where you are today? Was there classes you were taking and you thought, hey man, I'm going to grow up to be XYZ, and that's my next question is, were you trying to, what were you thinking you were going to be when you were going to uni? Because usually that's about the time where you start going, oh shit, I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Or some people are lucky enough to know what they're going to do, but what did you think you were going to be, back in that time? Like, what were you striving for?
Well, to be honest, I have no clue.
So you were like me. I didn't know. I was just hoping to drink and smoke a little pot the next day and not die. That was kind of my goal back in those days too. As a matter of
Well,
fact.
well, you know what? Pot never played a never played a never played a major role in what
Sure.
was I no, I'm
I'm
serious.
just
I'm
kidding.
serious. Why? So first of all, because we couldn't get any, right?
Right.
And second of all, there was only one motherfucker that actually could have something, and he was really, really tight, right? So to be able to go to his house, right? And have a blast and be in that little collective. You had to be one of two. You either had to speak German or you had to be a cool motherfucker. I can't speak German.
Interesting. That's
But
interesting.
yeah. Um so I consider myself basically a sponge, right?
Okay.
Because I've been in many aspects of work related stuff. So I know a thing or two. I'm a jack of all trades,
Yeah. Okay.
and to be honest, I never really thought that I was gonna be something special or something.
So what?
Uh,
So in uni, you're not, you didn't have a direction you were necessarily chasing after. You were just going through. Hey, I'm going to uni. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, or that's the thing to do, or hey, I want to do it. I want to learn. But what were you studying something that said, I'm going to be a mechanical engineer, or I'm going to be, a talent? Like, what were you thinking you might like? What did you like? People go to college like, I'm going to be an English major. I'm going to teach. I'm going to be a professor in college, or I'm going to go and be I'm going to go in theater and be an actor, or I'm going to take a communications class because I have absolutely no idea what I want to do. You know, oh,
to be honest, um, I was doing business English, man.
okay, okay,
So that is, handling situations and handling text and translating and interpreting as you know business related stuff, whether it's like instruction manuals or presentations or how to hold a conference and that kind of stuff. And well, I was sort of like going along those lines, right? But in the second year of uni, I had to get a job,
mm,
right? Because my mom, she came home one day and she said, well, you know what, this happened, that happened, and well, we can't make it, we just can't make it. And I was like, yeah, sure, absolutely. So
cool.
then I got a job as I was just the dude who was watching over an internet cafe, just putting hours into people's PCs, retopping up, refilling, making sure they're not watching porn. Yeah. So I was just like a supervisor,
Okay.
and I didn't do that for very long because they thought that being 21 and being a nice aspiring whatever the hell I was back then, they thought they could take the piss. But they picked the wrong guy to do that with, right? So they ended up not paying me, and they
Mm.
also threatened to take me to court. But I have friends that are lawyers,
I don't have any.
right? So whenever I needed like legal advice and stuff like that, I would just like call them and ask them, and I say, hey, how you doing? I got this and this and this and this, and every one of them said, you know what, they're not gonna do shit, right? Because they're not gonna complicate their own situation to give you like 150 bucks worth of compensation just because they have to pay the legal fees. Because if they take you to court, you're gonna win. And I was like, yeah, well, yeah, I thought so, but there's always something in the back of your head,
Right.
saying,
I've been treated unfairly. I can't let it
yeah.
go. Yeah, yeah, okay.
But in the end, I had to let it go because I found something else. So I just like couldn't give a shit about. You know what? You go. Oh, and they went bankrupt. Like 2 months into them doing this with me, they went bankrupt. I
I
don't think I had anything to do with that, but
I love hearing that. By the way, I love revenge, man. It's just so nice. I love it when people get what's coming to them. It's really one of my biggest character flaws, to be honest with you. But um, all right, man. So then I guess we'll flash forward a little bit. So like at some point, you're obviously working, making enough money to buy yourself a PC, buy yourself video games. Um, if you want to share with us, I understand if you don't. But like, what kind of work do you do now? If you're willing to talk to us about it, like, what kind of a career do you have now, or what are you doing these days?
well, I work in retail catering,
Wow.
and I'm
Okay.
the assistant manager of a fast food restaurant.
What?
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 Yeah, man.
Dang, dude. So then you and Cosmic could have a conversation. You know,
Yes,
he's I believe he's like
we've
a shift
already
lead. Yeah,
we've
have you guys
already
had
had that.
convos? Yeah. He can feel your pain. You can feel his. Okay. Good deal. So then what about at what point is there somebody in your life? You have a girlfriend, regular girlfriend, or
Yeah, you've just seen her.
that was her that walked that the
Yep.
boss just walked in and said, "Open this. Do what I say." Okay. And has that been going on for quite some time? Has that been a long term thing? How long
Yep.
roughly has it been? Hopefully she doesn't watch this because you don't know the exact timing and dates. 10? Dude, that's pretty solid, bro. That's pretty solid. I've been married 15 years, 17 years with my wife. Um, when you get past 5, man, it changes into something completely other than what you ever thought it would be, and then you end up staying or going. It's weird. But yeah, I made it past that 5 year mark. We actually got married at about 5 years. Um, so then let's talk. Let's finish this thing off in the next couple minutes. Let's talk about this. So, at what point do you think to yourself, "Hey, man, I'm gonna plug myself into the world. I'm gonna put myself on a camera, and I'm gonna play fucking video games and join Twitch"? Like, what was the inspiration for that?
Well, to be specifically honest, I think I made my Twitch account like 1 week before I actually started to stream.
Okay,
Stream, and I started to. I don't even know why I started to
that's what I
stream.
was gonna ask you. Like, what happened where you're like, "Oh man, I'm gonna go sign up for Twitch"? I mean, did you hear about Twitch and you're like, "Oh, that seems cool. I'm gonna go check it out and watch XYZ"? Like, how'd you come across it?
I knew Twitch. I knew Twitch from back in the day because I was a regular sort of in a lot of guys, Dark Souls channels, Warframe channels, uh, Crisis channels, whatever I fancied, I would look for, and I would go. I would go to the guy who had the most interesting stream title.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
and then if I liked what I saw, then I would stay in. If it was just like normal grind and that kind of stuff, I would just like exchange a few words with the guy and then just leave, right? Because if sometimes I watch streams for the hell of it. Sometimes I watch streams to get something out from there, like
Sure,
information.
you're
If
trying to learn about a piece of a game or
Yeah,
something. Yeah, yeah.
tips and tricks. So at one point I saw that Warframe was giving out some stuff on Twitch Prime. But to be honest, I
Interesting.
only have Twitch Prime because of Amazon Prime.
Me too. Me too.
So, because I got Amazon Prime just to be able to get the Amazon Prime delivery stuff, and I actually have Amazon Prime because of a friend,
Oh wow.
right? Yeah, because he wanted to buy something. I think it was like um processor cooling paste.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had Prime. I think I had Prime, but I wasn't really sure if I had Prime. So I checked it, and I had Prime.
Awesome.
And then, I got Twitch Prime with Amazon Prime, and and then I got the Warframe pack that came with Twitch Prime. And then I said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's stream Warframe.
So that was the first
So
thing
I
you.
started
That was
streaming
the
War.
first thing you streamed, and you still play.
Yep.
You still play that today, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep. Yep.
I
Yep.
catch you
Yep.
playing that
It's
every
it's
now and
my
then.
it's my go-to game, and for the love of me, I don't understand why, because I have over 2,500 hours invested in that game,
Oh my god.
and yeah, I've been playing it since 2013, somewhere, something like
Damn.
almost close to the beginning. Uh, so yeah, I'm on and off it, but I don't play it. I finished most of the stuff that's on it. But if I do play it, I'm just gonna run around, meeting randoms and all that, and just start using in-game voice chat and do some crazy shit, and maybe get some followers.
So Goku. Then I guess my question to you. So that's your disease. Everybody has a disease game. It's just I can't stop playing this game. I don't even really like this game anymore. Like the game just like I'm Fortnite right now. Like I just constantly rage on it, but I just can't stop playing it. I'm so involved in it, and it's just a complete sickness. So that's your complete sickness. But what games are you enjoying playing right now? What's your hot game right now? Where you're like, man, I know you're playing Red Dead. I've been seeing you play Red Dead 2. But is there a game that's like your masterpiece that you're working on now that you love to stream more than anything else? Or do you just move
um,
on title to title once you're kind of through them?
I can't say. The funniest thing is people know me from Dark Souls, right? That's all that I used to play when I was first starting out.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it was Hollow Knight, Dead Space 3,
Huh. Okay.
and Dark Souls. And I was playing Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. Um and that's it. If I were to play a game, I would go to Dark Souls, but I don't really have, apart from Warframe that I play like on a semi-daily basis. Then I can't say I got one, right? Because I start a game, and then if I see something else, I'm gonna move on to something else, and then I'm gonna come back, and then I'm gonna move on, and it's like a juggle.
Right. And then so from a streaming aspect, like tell us if are you making a little bit of money streaming? Is that a big part of it? Does that matter to you? Or is this all really just at this point the hobby that you hope will become the dream? Or tell us a little bit about your mentality as far as what that's become for you, because I think some people start out streaming totally thinking I'm going to be one of these big guys, make money, and I'm going to prove to everyone that they're wrong. I can play video games 20 hours a day and still have a life and make money and live. And then there's some of us like me. I didn't really start this ever having that in my mind. I mean, I have a career. My wife and I make enough money that if I never turn my computer on again, it wouldn't matter one way or the other. How is that for you? Where are you at with that in that process, or does it matter?
Right. So I'm gonna start off with what happened a few months ago.
Okay.
I don't know if it was like September or October. Um, from my point of view, and this is gonna sound really, really crazy or harsh, I'm a nobody, right?
Welcome to the club.
Hey, hey. Yeah. So I want to say that I would, if I could, I would give that guy, I don't know, a massive hug, a kiss, I don't know what, but I have an eternal gratitude to the guy who donated $1,250
Wow.
to be able to get, let's say, a new streaming rig, right? Because my old one, it's still here, all reliable. Um, but he was asking me, because that was my goal. That was my goal. That was my one goal for my streams, and I think I still have some Twitch clips with my first ever donation. It nearly made me cry, man, right? Because I was not expecting that kind of money, and it
Right.
didn't come as a boom all of a sudden. It came in like small doses. The biggest one that I ever got was $800.
Jesus.
All right, yeah, that is my biggest one, and if that guy ever comes back into my stream, I'm gonna make him a VIP. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Right. So honestly, so I that was the thing that I was striving for back then. Right now, if you go to my channel, I mean, if you join the show whenever it's live, you will see help me get to TwitchCon.
Right. Okay.
Right. But the thing is, I'm kind of like accepting help and not accepting help, because self-sufficient is what I'm all about. It's not like I don't know, it's not like I don't enjoy or don't appreciate donations, subscriptions, and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. But for the most part of it, for let's say 95% of what I'm doing, I'm doing it just for the fucking hell of it. Right? As I do have a clip. It says I'm not in it for the money, man. I'm here to tell you a story. Right?
Right.
So whenever that's my thing. And in my Twitch bio, it says storyteller, some sort of entertainer, foul-mouthed gamer.
I love
Right?
it.
So that is basically what I am. I said I swear a lot. I swear. That's why you click on that little button in the middle of the screen, says mature. You know? So don't think about some nasty shit, okay? But yeah, I'm
That's
um I'm I'm streaming for just for the hell of it, man. Streaming for people, and I just want to say that, oh, that guy wanted to stay anonymous, so
interesting.
he will. I won't say his name, his tag. I won't say anything.
Yeah, send that guy
Right?
to
Privacy
send
is.
that guy to my channel. I need a new. I'm just kidding. Um, so then I think the last thing I want to finish this off with, man, is this is like what impressed me about you, and I think what happens with me is I would consider myself a quick read on people. I'm a pretty quick read on people, and what's funny about that is that the feedback I've had my entire life, Goku, is that, man, when I first met you, I really didn't like you very much, and I'm like, okay, well, sorry about that. And what happens is it's because I'm pretty abrasive, man. Like, I just when I have an idea in my mind about where I want to go, or what I want to do, or what's happening at the moment, I just go. Like, I don't think, it's not. It's like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Oh, really? It's great that you're here. No, it's like, nice to meet you. So let's get to it. And they're like, whoa, you're not gonna warm me up. You're not no fork. Like, what's the deal? And so that puts people in a place where they're like uncomfortable. But then 20 minutes later, like, this guy's great. Dude, I love this guy. It's like, I don't know why that is. I don't know how that happens, but there's something that I think exists in me. It's similar that it exists in you and a lot of the people that I follow, guys like Jazz, and some of these other people. There's this thing that exists where it's like, I don't understand why you would walk into my channel and watch me play video games. Like, it's still to this day, not just you, but all the people. It blows my mind. Like, it's a mind blower. And I think to myself, man, I feel like an entertaining guy. I feel like a funny guy. I feel like a quick-witted guy. But I don't feel that way sometimes on stream, and yet there'll be 25 people sitting there watching me just go, motherfucking, I hit that guy in the fucking face. Why didn't he die? Like, and I don't realize, but apparently that's entertaining. Apparently they like that shit.
Of
Um,
course.
but what is it about you? There had to be something that's gone on in your life. I mean, somewhere at some point where you were like, man, I'm just gonna be there for people. I'm just gonna try to support other people. And the key for me, man, and it's the whole key to this thing. The whole reason I'm sitting here having this conversation with you is because I didn't want anything in return. Now, that doesn't mean deep down inside and in my brain I don't want something in return, because let's be real, we're selfish people in general. We want for ourselves, like, survival of the fittest. If you don't think someone's in it for themselves at all points in time, you're absolutely wrong. But there exists within guys like you and me this thing where it says, man, I'm just going to go and be there. I'm just going to go and give. I'm going to go and give. And then the next thing you know, it comes back to you like tenfold. And it's like you don't want to say that out loud because then people are like, oh, so you're just doing it so you can get. No, I'm not. But what I'm trying to show you or teach you is that when you come in and you give of yourself, people feel obligated to reciprocate that to you. And so in a sense, the more you give, the more will come back to you. It's kind of a simple lesson in life that a lot of people teach a lot of people. And this is about you, man. This thing right now we're doing is about you. But I'm going to tell you a quick story about last night because this is the essence of what I wanted to build, and I feel like this is what's happened to you. I'm guessing. I have never. You tell me when I'm done. Have I ever had this conversation with you? You tell the people if I'm lying or if I'm telling the truth. A kid comes to my stream last night. I got Cosmic there. I got all the boys are there. Right? We're playing. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning my time, and he's like F for F, and I'm like, oh. Bro, and everyone in chat's like, "Well, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that, bro. He does. We do community for community, community for community." And the kid's like, "Okay, what's community for community?" Maybe you haven't even heard me say it. And basically, what I tell him is, "Look, man, come hang out in my chat and talk to the people in chat. Ask them questions. Ask them if they stream. Tell them that you stream. Like it's okay, but hang out and be part of my chat. And then what happens is, if you hang out and be part of my chat, the 5 or 6 or 8 people that are active in chat will probably go and follow your channel." So instead of me in the middle of my fucking game that I'm trying to play, that I'm raging on, you ask me to follow your fucking channel, I'm not going to stop to do that. In fact, I'm pretty irritated, right? But if you hang out on my channel, you talk to my people in my community, you get involved, you play the games, whatever we're doing, the next thing you know, you're going to have 4 or 5 people. This kid was like, okay. He shares some bits. I'm like, no, man. You don't have to do that. That's not what this is about, bro. It keeps sharing bits. I'm like, look, man, that's not what happens. This kid ended up hanging out for 2 hours in the channel last night. All the boys followed him. We ended up playing Fortnite, bringing him on and playing Fortnite with us. And to me, brother, that's what this is all about. That guy got 5 or 6 followers last night when he was looking to pop in and get one guy who, by the way, would have maybe followed him but never came to his channel. Now I've got an idea who he is. He's from West Virginia. He's a college dude. Like, I know him. And I'm like, when I see him live, let's go check this kid out. Let's see what he's all about. And honestly, man, that's how I came across you through some of these servers that we were in. But where did that come from you, man? How did that come about? Like, why were you in my channel watching me play Fortnite poorly and then continue to show up here and there? What is it about your makeup, man, that became that for you? Because you do that for not only me, by the way. I hear that you do it for all the people that we hang out with.
Well, you see, the one the one that I can't really catch is Jazz, right? Because
Interesting.
I try to be there. Some of the guys I follow, some of the guys I don't follow.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. But the thing is, you've seen my catchphrase, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that is my greeting. Sometimes I get banned for it. Sometimes I get purged. Sometimes I get muted. Sometimes I don't give a shit. That says praise the Goku, and I've been using that ever since. Ever since I've rated and got rated and that kind of stuff. But the thing is, it's all about response, right? It's because there's a wording to that, right? So some people say it right, some people don't say it right, but I don't give a shit, right? So when I say that, boom, I just leave it out there 10, 15, 20 seconds, depending on the delay, and then I wait for the response, right? And depending on the response, I will continue, or I'm just going to say, yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, it's been fun. Okay, yeah, you have a nice stream. Boop. I bounce, right? But I don't know. It's like I really can't because I'm a very picky motherfucker,
Interesting.
So I'm trying to find something. And for you, to be honest, it was the way you played, right?
Interesting.
And the fact that you look like a good friend of mine. So that
Interesting.
oh yeah, I told you that as well.
It's interesting.
A while back.
I remember. I remember you telling me about that. Okay, so
So
you're like me, man. You're you need stimulation. You're like me, man. Like if I go to a guy's stream and I pop in and say hello, like I'll read the situation. Like sometimes you can sit there for 5 minutes and then they'll be like, oh, smarmy take, welcome to the stream. Like, I do it myself, man. I'll be in my stream playing a game and forget I'm streaming. And 5, 10 minutes will go by and I'll look down and they're like, hello, dude, bro, hello. Like our buddies, they're like, dude, you're fucking killing us. Can you talk to us? But I'll read a situation and if something happens in my stream, I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've started following because I've been hanging out in their stream and someone and I got in a conversation. And the next thing you know, I'm like, damn, dude, this stream's hella chill and cool.
Hi.
Hi. I'm interviewing Goku right now, live, for 500 people. What's up?
Do you Very need cool.
What you need? This is my wife, by the way.
Hi.
Just want to let you know Tabby's just left, so.
Okay. Tabby's gone.
Tabby's gone, and I don't know what time you're leaving today, but just.
I'll be done with this in the next 3 minutes, and then I'll get some toilet paper. We need some toilet paper. Oh, he's got Darth. Look at him! Look at him! Darth Vader! All right, Matt. So let's wrap this up. First of all, thank you so much, man, for the support that you've given me. And the strangest thing about doing this 20 thing was that, and it didn't even occur to me, like, I guess I wasn't really trying to get people to be famous or to blow up or anything like that. That wasn't necessarily my goal, but I thought to myself, I just want to go as hard as I can to promote the people that have just, without being asked, come and supported me. And like we just talked about, man, the most amazing results have occurred for me. I'm not going to talk about it right now. People come to my stream, see me talk about it all the time. But, my hope is that something like this that we're doing now is that we'll take it. I'll get Cosmic involved, man. Maybe throw him a couple bucks here and there, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. We'll have him go grab some clips of you being a real funny guy. We'll mix him in with this thing. We'll probably try to edit it down to about 30 minutes because the 10 minutes I thought we were going to spend has now been 43. And put it out there, And so when people come to my channel and say F for F, I can say, hey, man, go watch this video. Come back to me and let me know if you want to hang with us, And not just yours, but Cosmic's video, Jazz's video. I mean, Jazz and I will probably be on for 2 hours having this conversation because Jazz and I, we love to talk, dude. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. But is there anything, as we end this thing, that you'd want to say to anyone that's a stranger that ends up watching this thing and needs to know one thing about, well, you're probably going to say praise the Goku, but is there anything that you'd want to say about, this thing that we're doing on Twitch, man, that, like, is a reason why they should come chill and hang with you? What do you feel like they're going to really get out of this if they come and hang out and watch you absolutely fucking comedy on your channel, by the way? It's just comedy. And before you answer, by the way, you're one of the only people that if I cruise into his channel, you could be 7 hours into stream, you could be at 15 minutes into stream, within 5 minutes of coming into your stream and not knowing what's going on, you'll just do something and you'll go, fuck's this guy doing? And I'll be like,
yep.
And I'll be like, who's he talking to? Is he talking to chat right now? And it's no, you're just talking out loud, literally to yourself, like on occasion. And I'll start laughing so hard. But yeah, what's the one thing you want to leave us all with? Praise the Goku.
No, even though that that's what, like, what's expected. But no, don't praise the Goku. The thing is, I love the camera. I love talking, and I think what people really know me for is that I get hyped up for anything.
Yes,
you can send me one biddy, and I'll just get on my stream deck, boom, punch that one, and then I'll start. Yeah, because it's always good because when I'm on camera, when I'm streaming, that's me. Right, that's me. The me in real life, that's all like tangled up in all the strings and all the stuff. But I'm there, so my energy is your energy. Your energy is my energy. Sometimes I get too caught up in playing the game because if you need to focus, you need to focus. But I got that, and I got this. Right, that is for gameplay. This one is for the chat. So my eyes are always there and there. That's why you see me looking at the camera, right? I'm not really looking at the chat because I'm always looking at you. Even now, I'm always looking at you because it's
Stop looking at me.
psychological. It's psychological, man.
It is.
Because
No,
I
I
like
agree.
to I like to look at me, and I like to look at you, and I'd like you to look at me. That's it.
Well, brother, man, I can't tell you. It has been, you know, I would be lying to everyone if I didn't say, hey, there's 15 of the 20 of you right now. I'm still looking for 5 candidates, but you know, there's a handful of you guys that are honestly, truly, even that much more special to me than the rest of them. You know, because some of them I chose to follow because they've been supportive, but we haven't had some of the interactions that we've had. So for that, you know, it's a human thing. I'm a little more drawn to a handful of you, and maybe after I do all these interviews with all these people, it'll change. But yeah, man, I've just enjoyed you, bro. I've done what you've attempted to do has worked for me.
Are you?
I've enjoyed everything from watching you play some games that I have absolutely zero interest in ever playing or really understanding. You know, I mean, I watched somebody play World of Warcraft. We know this woman. She's very talented. I could give two shits about ever downloading World of Warcraft, ever playing it, ever caring about how to upgrade this, that, or the other, or raid this, that, or the other. But I will watch that person stream for hours because of that person. And that is the same for you, sir. You could be playing fucking Lego, fucking, you know,
Okay.
undercover. I'd be watching that shit regardless. You could be playing World of Warcraft. You could be playing League of Legends. You could be playing some of these games that I'm not big on, and I'd still hang out and listen. Dude, most of the people I put the volume very low when I'm watching them, not you. I have to have the volume high enough to hear the F-bombs come. Because when they do, that's when I go over and I literally go, wait, what? And I literally turn you up and then I just watch for 5 minutes as you go on a tangent. So I appreciate you. Thank you for doing this. I'm going to edit out some of it so that we can shorten it up, man. I'll probably steal some clips and throw them in there, and then I'll make sure I have your permission. I'll show it to you before I show it to anyone else. But I'd love to put it out there so some people can get to know you more than just, you know, a couple simple questions here and there, man. And Star Wars, we could talk about Star Wars if you want, man. That's another 20-minute conversation probably. But fun fact for you: the original Star Wars movie, The Last Hope, right? I was at the movie theater watching it the week it opened on the big screen. That's how old I am, by the way. I was 6 years old when that movie came out.
So that would mean The Last Hope would be 83 or 84.
77, my friend. That movie came out in 1977. The other movies in the theater that week were Jaws,
Okay.
Smokey and the Bandit, the original one, and
Okay.
a movie came out just shortly after that called Corvette Summers, which also has Mark Hamill in it. Those were the movies that summer. Yeah,
Right. So I know Jaws.
If you've never seen Corvette Summers, you gotta go Netflix that shit. Yeah, it's about a high school kid that builds a bitchin' Corvette and then it gets ripped off and he goes looking for it. It's an awesome movie. Mark Hamill, dude, Luke Skywalker, baby. But oh wow, somebody's in my chat right now, dude. It's
Yes, sir.
12-year-old kid from
Yes,
Sweden.
sir. That's all good. Hello. How you doing, friend?
But dude, I love you, brother. I thank you for taking the time with me today, and I'll see you in stream, man. And honored to have you as one of the people I follow and sub to and give a shit about, man.
It's a
You're fucking awesome.
pleasure. The pleasure is all mine, and believe it will be mine or else, right? I thank you for this opportunity and for you being who you are and showing support to total strangers in the beginning, but
Yeah,
once you
man.
get to know them, hey.
Yeah, no. Listen, you've given me a couple of new goals. I got to find out where you originated from, man. I got to get that information. You dropped a couple of interesting hints along the way, so the mind is working. But I'll figure it out. All
Good
right,
luck.
Gokus, man. Have an awesome rest of your night, and I'll see you in stream, brother. Love you. Peace out.
Peace out, man.